What happens after the elections? I got to tell you, Trump ain't looking good. And regardless of who the actual Democrat nominee is, I'm going to end up voting for Trump again. But I'll tell you what, it is not looking good for Donald Trump. I've been watching a lot of Ben Shapiro's recent broadcasts on YouTube and on his podcast. And, a lot of people say, well, you can't trust the polls. And Shapiro said, yeah, well, that's actually not true. The last election, if you looked at the national polling data, it was actually right. The state data wasn't. And even early on, there were some indications that Trump may have won those states. He said that is not the case right now. National polling data looks just bloody, and so does the states. So right now, unless something changes and Donald Trump decides to start managing this coronavirus thing a little bit better, we may be looking at a Biden presidency. In fact, we were talking at breakfast this morning. If Biden selects somebody like Michelle Obama as VP, this election's over before it even started. However, there's a silver lining here, and that is if the Democrats win, I don't see Fannie and Freddie going back into the private sector. I think the federal government's going to continue to own them. In fact, I think if you looked at Democratic administrations in the past, especially if they take the Senate, it's going to mean more opportunity for more people to buy houses, which really just means really relaxed lending standards. So we're going to do well on that front. Now, with regards to taxes, we're going to get murdered on taxes. They're already talking about getting rid of the 1031 exchange. There has been talk for 2 decades now about starting to tax IRAs. That could be on the table. I mean, we just don't know. Now, if Trump does win re-election, I think the GSEs come out of receivership and go back in the private sector, so rates are going to go up, and hopefully we'll enter into another relatively tax-free environment, if you will. But I can tell you I'm not real confident that Trump is going to win, or we're even going to keep the Senate, just to be completely honest. It's the data, the real ground level data looks really ugly. And it's got nothing to do with mail-in voting and all other stuff. Just the way they've handled this has just not been great.